Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's Just Two Movies.
Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. With me in the studio this evening, Justin J-Bone, back in the house, ready to go to the Bone Zone.
Yes.
Take
the
it to
Bone Zone? I don't know about that.
Ring, ring. What's that? It's the Bone Phone. So
Heck yeah.
if it's your first episode tuning into the show, this is a podcast where you just make your friend watch a movie, pretty much. One that you think they'd like. And then you guys get together and have a couple of drinks and watch a movie that's bad that has something in common with it.
Yeah.
The dream here is to find the best parallel with a good movie to a bad movie that's so bad it's good. That's what we're always going for. So, in an attempt to keep that going, who chose I chose the movie this time.
This one,
yeah, I picked this one, and we went with Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting movie. When you first told me about it, I was kind of standoffish. I'm like, you told me what it was about. And there's some pretty dark themes here.
Yeah.
And you told me what it was about, and I thought, no, that's probably not what my wife would want to watch. And then I watched the trailer, and I was instantly hooked, and I wanted to see what it was about. So
it's got teeth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it drew me in, and I was wanting to see what happened. You know, throughout the movie, they have different points where it says 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it got more intense for me, I thought.
Yeah, dude.
That's way into the movie, I know, but...
Yeah, they do a good job of increasing that tension, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of ratchets the whole thing up.
Yeah.
It's good, though.
Yes.
I'm glad you liked it.
I was very happy with it,
As far as, that's good, because that's always, when it's my turn to pick the movie, I always want to pick something that I don't think or I want to pick something that you've never seen that I think that you'll really like.
Well, I know me and Becca do plan on rewatching it together.
Nice. You think she'll be into it?
I do.
It gets a little dark.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's there. I mean, there's parts of the movie that's hard to watch, obviously.
Yeah.
But
full disclosure, we're gonna go over some pretty thematic stuff. There's a lot of rape, date rape, women being drugged, violence, self-harm.
Yeah, some really douchey guys.
Yeah, there's some all around. Maybe trigger warning. You know, I don't know. That's up to you. Anyway, Promising Young Woman is a 2020 thriller crime film, hour 53 minutes, 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb, 90% Rotten Tomatoes, 86% of Google users liked this movie. Release date December 25th, directed by Emerald Fennell.
Yeah, I looked into seeing what else she did, and there wasn't a whole lot on there that I had recognized. So.
Oh, the director?
Yeah. Because I was curious if she had directed anything else I'd watched.
Yeah, her name's not like making my ears perk up or anything. Budget was somewhere between $5 and $10 million. This stars Carey Mulligan, Bo Burnham, Chris Lowell, Laverne Cox, Allison Brie, Jennifer Coolidge. Yeah,
Stifler's mom.
Jennifer Coolidge, old Stifler's mom. Adam Brody, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, or McLovin, as so many people I always hear refer to him. Clancy Brown, and Francisca Estevez. Oh, and also Max Greenfield, who's delightful in everything he's in.
Right. I'm not sure which one he is.
He plays...
There's a lot of them that I recognize.
The guy that's about to get married. His buddy Joe. Buddy. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's I didn't realize what his name was.
It's also worth mentioning that Molly Shannon and Alfred Molina and Connie Britton are in this shortly as well. So, before we... Did
you get what it was rated?
Rated R?
No, I'm sorry. You know, like the IMDb and the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes. Wait, actually one of them was missing. I got IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. I don't have the Meta.
I got 73 on the Meta, but Rotten Tomatoes got a 90%.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
I think for good reason, too, but...
Yeah, I think this is... it's kind of a revenge, just a revenge thing, but it's even a revenge movie at the beginning. Like it's a revenge movie the whole time.
Right.
It's not like, here's the bad thing that happens, and then there's revenge. Like, a revenge has already been happening before the movie even starts.
Right. Yeah, because
so she's just on a fucking tear.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's she gets right into it, and I was trying to follow the story at the beginning, and I was having a little bit of a hard time, and then it didn't take very long until I started realizing all the pieces started falling together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because it does at the beginning there, it shows the initial rape, right? Mm-hmm. The initial deal, and that's it's hard to watch. It is hard to watch. Date rape kind of stuff. I don't understand the whole thing. I don't understand what guys would get out of that, and it's even hard to watch on screen. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's pretty brutal.
So what if you were gonna tell somebody else about this movie? What would you say, just generally, that it's about?
I would say it's about a young woman that's traumatized by a tragic event in her past, and she seeks out vengeance against those who crossed her path.
Oh, that is true. And then when you get the opening credits, there's just a bunch of dancing white-collar dudes, drunk as fuck on
One
the floor.
Real old chick, dude.
Right.
They were weirdly dancing on each other, right? Oh, yeah. And I don't think they were actually that way, but they were clearly into it. There was like one old chick, right?
When it zooms out, you can tell they're wasted. Like, they're not actually dancing like they were in the slow-mo scene. Right. They're just like drunk as shit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty funny. Way to lighten the mood after that first initial bit there.
Right.
So, one more thing about this movie before we get into it. Normally, we would kind of go through the beats of it. I don't think we can.
Right.
Because this movie's 2 hours long, and it is packed to the fucking gills.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's so much going on constantly. So
yeah, it's hard to keep track with every step of it. There'd be no way we could say it.
I think what I'm going to do is a very quick, full rundown of kind of how what happens up to the crescendo bit, and then I'm not going to spoil the end of it.
Yeah, dude, that is. Man, how it ends is what makes it so good to me.
Oh yeah,
it ties everything together.
You kind of feel like you know where it's going towards the end.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
You'd be wrong.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah, you'd be very wrong. It's great. Yeah. So Carey Mulligan, when she was in college, her friend was like gang raped by a bunch of frat boys who beat the shit out of her and gang raped her. And then later she commits suicide because nobody believes her. They're getting the boys will be boys, and maybe you're overreacting, and what were you doing there? And they're just kids, and that old shit.
Right.
So this girl kills herself, and Carey Mulligan wants revenge on all these people, and also any dude who takes advantage of a drunk girl.
Right.
Because that's pretty... I hope this is a common practice that actually happens. I wouldn't know because I don't go out.
Right. Yeah, me either.
But valuable lesson to be learned for people out there that do that shit.
Right.
Anyway, she just goes out to a bar. She acts super drunk. She waits till a nice guy comes to pick her up.
He's going to help her out.
He's going to help her out. They always take him back to their place. They always try to get her to have more to drink or get her to do drugs or whatever. And then they start getting handsy with her. And she doesn't say, she often will say no, but she never says yes.
Right.
Ever.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, because they think she's fucking wasted, she's just like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, whoa, are you sober? What?
Yeah, you're not drunk?
What kind of witchcraft is this? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's bizarre. To watch them, how they're acting that way. It's ridiculous. They know they're in the wrong. Oh yeah. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's that was part hard. That it was kind of hard to watch, honestly, because man, it's ridiculous. I just can't imagine the guys. Like I said, them.
I don't think was ever part of the culture when I was a kid.
No, but
like,
I think
I was coming up and of age and stuff, like with my friends and stuff like that. Like nothing.
Yeah, it never happened with us, or not us. But me either. With the group of people I was hanging around, I think that it was always happening, but it's just not.
We didn't even joke about that kind of shit,
right?
Yeah. Huh. I guess just not my brand anyway. But
right.
Certainly they're out there.
It's crazy.
And also, this is a work of fiction. So she's picking up these guys in her spare time, and she's got this grand plan about how she's going to fuck over the dean, and then the actual main guy that did it, that got everybody off.
Right.
And while she's in the middle of this, she meets a guy played by Bo Burnham. They have a tumultuous relationship out of the gate, and then they start seeing each other, and then they have a relationship, and then that all kind of comes crashing down when she finds out that he was also involved in her friend's in her incident. Well, when she was gang raped, he was there and was laughing about it, thought it was hilarious and shit. Right.
Yeah, and he thought, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, and all that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was watching that. That's part of the lighter side of the story. Them doing stuff, them having their love story in the movie, but then,
it's nice too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's a love story.
They're funny. They're both funny.
Right,
so
exactly.
it's fun to watch them because they're hilarious.
She spits in his coffee,
right,
and he drinks
just
it.
chugs it in her face.
Yeah.
He's smooth. He was into it. Fucking weirdo.
But then you bring that character up, and you're made to like him through all of this, and he's the underdog going after the good-looking woman, right? And he gets her finally.
He's a pediatric surgeon.
Well, he's doing all right for himself,
he's
right?
doing
but
okay.
He's not getting the hot chicks. I don't gather, right, from the way he acts. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway. You're made to like him, and then you find out this at the end, and it's holy crap, was that his voice in the video? And you find out when it was him in the video, man, it made you really think.
Yeah, good stuff.
More vengeance is what I thought. What revenge is she coming with next?
So, she also wants revenge on the lawyer that helped get him off.
Right.
And that's played by Dr. Otto Octavius.
I gotta know, this says the same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so that they do that bit, and then she goes to get vengeance on somebody else, and then eventually the guy. Well, this is after she finds out the Bo Burnham thing, so she just decides she's going to go all out. She's going to go out with the bang.
Well,
and get pretty sinister about it.
The psychiatrist or whatever that helped him, say that the Dr. Octavius dude.
Yeah.
he actually
Alfred Molina is the actor, but Doc Ock.
Right, again, I have a hard time with names all the time.
Yeah, he's a PhD, please.
Doc Ock. I can remember
Octopus.
that. Exactly. So he actually, you can tell he's had a hard time with it. He basically quit his job because he had an epiphany, he said, and then they said it was a meltdown or whatever. And I got that he wasn't happy with what he was doing as far as giving these.
He felt guilty.
Exactly. So
because he is.
Right. Exactly.
Because he's an asshole.
But instead of the other ones who did nothing wrong or whatever, he's actually feeling bad about what he's done.
He begs for forgiveness.
Yes. Yeah.
Like down on his hands and knees. When he kneels down beside her, I'm like, Jesus, is he fucking huge or is she just tiny?
Right. Yeah.
Because man, he on his knees, he's bigger than her, and she's seated on a couch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just towers over. Big dude, I guess, Alfred Molina.
Yeah, I guess so.
But he begs for it, man. He cries and he's like, "Let me tell you all the fucked up shit I did."
Yeah, and then she forgives him.
It's interesting, man. It's good backstory on this.
Right.
It's good backstory for a character that you meet him and he's in the movie for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 minutes.
You know his whole role.
He's in the movie for 5 minutes and then he's never in it again. And it's an incredible performance. Right. It's just really, really good stuff.
Yeah, it is. And he plays a huge role later in the movie.
Yeah.
With the final, vengeance number 5 kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. So there's a bit where she comes home from fucking up McLovin's world or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
When he's trying to get her to do coke and shit.
Yeah. No shit. So right as she walks out the door, this is one thing that I really liked about the movie. She at times, she never was physically violent, but she made these guys feel like dog shit whenever she would act like she wasn't drunk anymore. You know?
I wondered if she was killing dudes, but I don't think so.
Right, I don't think she was. And then
I think you just didn't see him at the bar after that because they probably stopped going out for a while after some shit like that goes down.
And then she's But as she leaves, she always has these one-liners that are pretty good. Like,
Oh yeah.
was he writing a book? Your book sucks.
Oh yeah.
Your book idea sucks.
She sure
says.
did. She's just like, by the way, your novel sounds like it sucks.
Right. Exactly. And she did that multiple times in the movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She had good stuff like that. She's got this little tiny book that's got the first name of every dude
Right.
that she's ever like conned, like, because it kind of is a con, but it's like To Catch a Predator type shit.
Yeah, she's got all these check marks and different things.
Oh yeah, she's got a little book full of hash marks and first names.
Right. Did you notice the colors? Like she's not doing it with the same guy over and over. So, did she do it that many times? Because there was a ton of hash marks in there.
That's what's implied.
And how is she? Right, exactly. And how is she not coming to a physical altercation that has hurt her severely before this? If there's that many interactions that she's had,
because the guys are also wasted. You know what I mean?
Right, I guess. But man, she's putting herself in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Every time you would think. But yeah, I had read that the color of the hash marks that she had on there actually meant different things. And the red one was violence. And I didn't hear any of the other, I didn't see anything for the other ones. And it didn't really say it in the movie that I know. So I don't know where they even come up with that. So maybe I missed that point where they had said anything about it. But you notice she used a blue, a black, and a red pen.
I did notice it was in different colors. I thought it was just for funsies. You know?
Yeah, that's a funsy topic to write.
Yeah.
Different colors. She's journaling.
She's got
her
a
journal
little
entries.
it's a cute little book.
It is, right? It's got a rubber band around it.
Oh, yeah,
closed.
it's good stuff. So Carey Mulligan's got a lot of different looks in this, though.
Yeah, she does.
You know what I mean?
All the time she's looking different.
I was watching it with Alicia, and she's like, man, she can just go from looking like she's like 25 to 53.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I guess by just changing her makeup and her outfit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
She can play dynamic, I guess, like that.
Well, and it's kind of interesting because at some point you had seen she's actually wearing the necklace with Nina's name on it. So she's got that heart. One's Nina and one is her name, Cassie. At the end, you see that heart. You know, it comes into play, and you see when she's walking up, you know, to the final deal. She's walking up to that cabin in the woods kind of scenario, you know, the bachelor party or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I think that's when she has the Nina necklace on.
Yeah, she does.
So. Man, I thought that was interesting. So she's almost playing a different person. It's almost like a split personality, it seemed, where when she was doing this thing, she was acting like she was Nina.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true. I want to give a shout out to Allison Brie and Laverne Cox, who either of them aren't in this very much. Both of them very funny. It's a good character for Allison Brie to play because I've never just seen her. She's like a real snarky bitch in it.
Right.
So once they go to lunch and shit, you know what I'm talking about?
Exactly. And I made a note about that because it was such a different role than what I'm used to seeing her in. But really, I've seen her in a couple different things. The most that I think about is Community, which is a very different role. But, you know, it makes sense because she is getting older. So obviously she's going to start playing more serious, different roles.
Yeah. Have you seen, what's it called? Glow on Netflix? Where they're wrestling?
That the wrestling?
Yeah.
I didn't. I know what you're talking about.
It's funny, man. It's pretty good. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I never did watch it.
I think it was like halfway through the second season I kind of fell off of it. But I mean, I would pick it up again if Alicia's ever like, let's watch that. Yeah, I'd rewatch it. It's a good show.
Right.
Yeah. It's fun. It's funny. Comedy's good. And that guy is also in it. Chris Lowell, who plays fucking Al Monroe in The Promising Young Woman. He's the guy who's going to get married.
Right.
Al fucking Monroe. The first time somebody mentions his name, that fucking intense music kicks in and it pans in on her face and you can see her fucking...
Yeah, dude. I made a note about it. How tense it makes that feel.
Oh.
It gives you, like, man, the chills. They do so good with that.
Direction's good in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
I
good.
made a note about
stuff.
that exact same thing, yeah. And later, it does the same thing whenever she's walking up to the cabin. the music that they use is awesome. I mean, I don't think that they could have picked much better.
Yeah, they're having a bit of fun with the score and the soundtrack in this. It's done pretty good.
Right.
Also, Jennifer Coolidge and Clancy Brown are fucking hilarious.
The parents, dude,
yeah.
I said the same thing. The parents, LOL, is what my note says.
Yeah, that's good.
They were good.
They just have some good fucking one-liners or whatever. And Clancy Brown, he's so endearing. You know what I mean? When she's got her dress on, she's going to lunch date or whatever. She's like, I'm going to lunch with a friend. He's like, hey, Cassie. She walks back and he's like, you look pretty, honey.
Yeah.
She's like, thanks,
right?
Thanks, Dad.
Right. Towards the end, I'd have to find my note, but I had wrote something about how they were at the dinner table and they were talking, because do you see them anywhere but the dinner table? Maybe.
Yeah, they're standing in the kitchen for a scene. They're in the living room for a scene. They're in the house. They don't leave
the house, though. Okay. So there's a scene where they were acting just like they had no idea what was going on. Oh, so I had wrote, it feels like the movie could end here. They're happy, but there was still 45 minutes left. And that was when it felt like an ending of a movie halfway through, whenever it was a happy movie and she found her Bo Burnham.
Kind of thought it was going to turn around into a happy ending.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And holy shit, does it turn? That's what I'm saying. It's like, so many times throughout the movie how it's going.
Yeah.
But it makes a turn, and it's an awesome ride the whole way.
Yeah.
But I wrote that the parents were so awkward. It was whenever they have the dinner. The family dinner, she meets him, or she brings him to meet the parents. Do you remember that part? It was so awkward between them.
Oh, I was loving it.
And it was, the guy is like, the parents is like, they have no idea. They're so clueless about how stuff works in the real world.
Yeah, when he's like, I bet your parents are very proud. He's like, no, they're very disappointed. They wanted me to be a DJ.
Exactly.
And it takes him a minute, and he's like, oh,
right,
that's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. It took him. It's like,
he's funny. He's a funny guy.
Why didn't you
tell me
us?
he was funny?
Right.
And Bo Burnham just looks over at her. He's like, you didn't tell them I was funny? And she's just like, no, why would?
Exactly.
Because you're not.
It wasn't, but it was a good scene. I liked it. I did get a kick out of it. And there was, I enjoyed stuff like that in the movie more because part of it was so dark. The parts of that, it made it nice. It lightened it up a lot.
I think Bo Burnham's actually quite a good actor. I hope he's in more stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed his role in here. I thought he did really well.
Like, I'm a fan of his comedy. Like, his performance art that he does, I think he's incredible.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of it because
he was just good as like a regular dude.
Right.
I mean, a pediatric surgeon, so I don't know how many regular dudes are pediatric surgeons.
I mean, that's pretty badass, really. I mean,
yeah.
I could probably use another one of these if you got one.
Coming right up.
Although I don't know if I could go around your computer desk or around your computer chair.
I got you, dog.
Into the trash can.
Oh.
I'm not going to try that.
I got you.
Gracias, sir. Oh, hell yeah.
Blammo.
It's just free throw tonight?
Just free throws, baby. Shaq style. Oh, man. I'm excited to get into the summer break stuff when we do the summer break.
Right.
Because it's more hangout time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and if I do have to cram the episode in, or if somebody's got to go, or they got a thing or whatever, it's just like 30 minutes, done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Done. Try to keep it under 45.
What are we doing now?
Half.
I mean,
no, we're just doing the regular thing.
So you could take I should have thought of that at the moment and make it happen.
Right.
At the moment.
Right.
Exactly. Hey, I watched the Twitter tips or whatever it was you did.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it.
My TikToks.
I can approve.
All right. Nice. Yeah, I got a bunch of TikToks.
I had wrote, there's kind of a funny scene right after that dinner with the parents. They're laying in bed, and that's when he tells her that he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I kind of love you too. And then he's so happy he wants to buy her a bike. I thought that was kind of funny.
He's like, I'm going to buy you a bicycle. She's like, what?
Exactly.
Well, that would be cool.
Right. I thought it was a strange, and that goes to also what they were saying about, or what you were saying about them.
Yeah, they have a good amount of back and forth in this where he's like, date me. And she's like, no.
Right.
And then later she's like, wait, I might have been a little too hasty. Would you go on a date with me? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's always very eager to do it. And she's always like, no.
Right.
Yeah, but she's so hesitant. She doesn't want to believe. It seems too good to be true. And it's because it is.
Right.
Because she can't let that go, what happened to her friend.
Yeah.
And now knowing that he was a part of that.
So speaking of that, before it was a part of that, so we was talking about all the marks that she had in that book earlier. So I was thinking the whole time, how would she not just be absolutely messed up? I mean, how would she ever have a real relationship if she's really doing that every night consistently like that?
I don't think it's every night. I think that she's just been at it for a long time.
Okay, so still, she's done it so much, even though it's spread out over the years.
Right.
It just seems crazy. Like, how would she ever have a real relationship after that? It seems like she would be broken, but it seems like she's going to, you know. And then, like you said, she finds out that he was in the video, and he's done.
Yeah, she threatens to ruin his career and shit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck, all right, I'll do whatever you want. Just don't do that.
Right.
And she's just like, just shut your fucking mouth then and fuck off forever.
And, I there's a couple times throughout the movie, and this is kind of a theme also, where she is like, at the beginning, she's getting catcalled on the walk home. And
but
she just
some
stops
construction workers.
Right.
She's just eating a burger.
Was it a burger? I thought it was a donut.
I think it's
jelly was running down her arm.
It might be a donut. I thought it was a burger and it was ketchup.
It could have been.
I don't know.
I wrote a question mark next to that.
Anyway, she just stops like barefoot, heels over her shoulder, eating a fucking whatever, cocks her head and just stares at the construction workers, and they're like, "Ow, mama!"
Yeah,
they take a pause. And they're like, "Hey, come on!
What are you staring at us for?
What the fuck are you staring at?"
Yeah, well, fuck you then.
Right. They just get offended and fuck off.
And that happens more than once, where she's like getting like catcalled, or she's getting people talking to her in a dirty way, or whatever's happening, and then she turns it on them, and then they're like, hey. And at one point, one guy's almost running off crying almost.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought it was hilarious that she's making these guys feel like such douchebags that this is happening. And they're becoming the victim.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a good way to turn tables.
Right.
So one scene I do want to talk about, though, when she goes to see the dean, this is some fucking savage shit.
Right.
When she goes, so there's a weird scene. There's a weird scene that doesn't make sense. She goes and she picks up this kid, and she tells this kid like, "Oh yeah, I work for this band or makeup company or whatever."
She's
whatever
the makeup artist for the band.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go shoot a music video. I'm gonna be at the look. If you want to be in the diner, I could probably get you in. I need directions to the diner though." And she's like, "I'm not giving you directions if you don't take me."
Right.
So she begs to get in the car with her.
Right.
It's fucking so good.
It is.
And she gets her. She just drops her off at a diner, and then she goes to see the dean.
Right.
And she's like, "You remember Nina Fisher? And you remember what happened to Nina Fisher?" She's like, "No."
Yeah,
she's like, "Well,
how
about Al motherfucking..."
Yeah, of course.
Al motherfucking Harrington or whatever his fucking name was.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, Al Harrington and his fucking buddies
yeah.
raped and beat her so bad and all this shit." And she's like, "That gal's sticking to her guns, man."
Yeah, and she's like,
"Well, then she probably was lying about it or whatever."
Yeah, and she was almost defending the guys, and it was just ridiculous. And she was like making it okay for what they were doing was okay. And then she eventually says she was wrong and all that. But after she says that she took her daughter to the guys in the same room.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She couldn't remember what room it was.
She's
she was the one that she complained to.
She's like, "Tell me where she is." She's like, "It's in the same room that Nina was raped in." She's like, "I don't know where that is."
Yeah, and Nina was the one that complained back, or not complained, but said she was raped like, her.
Who did she talk to here? She talked to you.
Right, exactly.
You don't even fucking remember her.
This is talking about this vengeance and what she's getting in her plan. Man, it's so well done.
She's so comfortable with her, like comfortable in her position that it's great.
Right.
She's got a great air of just power and confidence about her in some of this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's sitting there, and the dean is like pleading with her. She's like, "Please tell me where my daughter is." She's like, "Your daughter's in a fucking..." Because she takes her out. She's like, "You're full of shit." She goes to call her daughter. Carrie Mulligan has her phone.
Right, yeah.
She's like, "You can't have your phone because it's a music video. They don't want any pictures
you can't take
and
pictures,
any of that
right.
shit." Yeah. So Carey Mulligan's got
such a good plan, well thought out plan.
It is well thought out. She's freaking out too, as you would, because she's like, I don't know, your high school daughter. She's a pretty girl.
Right.
What do you think What do you think all those frat boys? But they're all nice boys, right?
Right. Yeah, she's turning her own words against her.
Oh,
man.
dude,
It's
she's sweating
so
it out
well.
hard. It's a really good scene.
Right.
And then she's like, "No, your daughter's an idiot," and she's in a fucking cafe.
Yeah, that was another one of the.
Also, your daughter's stupid, and then she takes gum out of her mouth and sticks it to the dean's desk.
Yeah, it's like just like back with the novel. Your novel idea sucks. You know, she has so many of these one-liners throughout the movie.
Oh yeah,
and I really do like them.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So after such an intense scene where you're like, oh my gosh, is her daughter really getting raped? You know, did she really set her daughter up for that?
Yeah.
And no, it's not. She's
you
fine.
don't see any of it. You just see her picking her up in the car and driving off, and you're like, what was that about?
That's exactly the note I wrote. I'm like, whose daughter was that? I was so confused. And then I'm like, oh, so now, yeah. Mm-hmm. This is what I was talking about earlier with the puzzles falling into place. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of them. And they all come together and make a good final product. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, they show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Show, don't tell. And they do it in the right order.
Right.
In the right order that makes it maximum interesting.
It does.
I don't know what it is about it that's so clever the way it's put together.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So I know I said we weren't going to do this, but I kind of do. I do want to now that we're talking about it. So we're going to spoil the movie.
Yeah.
We're going to spoil the whole movie. I'm going to build you up to it for like a minute, and then I'm going to spoil the whole thing. But if you do want to watch this, it's an incredible film. It'll make you kind of cringe in some parts, like not like people say cringe now, not what I mean the physical action of cringing.
Right.
It'll make you do that and kind of wince because it's some parts of it are a little uncomfortable. So she gets dolled up in her stripper get up or whatever, and she's going to the cabin in the woods to the bachelor party.
Knock off Harley Quinn.
Yeah, exactly. Quarley Hin. That's not good. That's not funny. Yeah, so she goes in and they're like, "Oh, the doctor's here."
Right.
They're having a party good time, and she's giving them all shots and stuff. She takes the groom upstairs for a private dance, handcuffs him to the bed, and then he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And she's like, "Sprinkles" or whatever she said. And then he's like, "No, what's your real name?"
She's such a gentleman.
She's like, my real name's Nina. And he goes, "Nina what?" She's like, "Nina Fisher." And he's like, "No, it can't be. Let me go. Let me
He wasn't.
Let me out of these cuffs." He's like, How do you know I'm not Nina Fisher?" And she's like, "Nina Fisher's dead." And she's like, "Weird. Must be more than one Nina Fisher."
Right.
She's just being calm about it, but she's getting out a toolkit and she's got a syringe and all this other shit.
Talking about how she wants to get back into being a doctor.
Oh yeah, she's gonna get a scalpel. She's gonna carve Nina's name into his chest.
Right.
At this time. And I have to think that this was deliberate. I think that she left one of the handcuffs
where he could get out
deliberately looser.
She has to, because I don't know though, because if that's what I was kind of wondering the same thing, because she's put herself in this predicament so many times, but she also planned to, if she didn't come back or if she disappears, do this. And that's where you get the doctor helping later.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if she planned it that way and planned to let him get out to prove how not a nice guy he is, and he instantly kills her, suffocates her.
Yeah, which is brutal.
Yeah, it goes on.
It's brutal. She's going to carve him up with a scalpel. He fucking snatches her by the throat, puts a pillow on her face, and then kneels on the pillow.
Yeah.
And
it is like really gives it all he's got.
Yeah, and it's an extended scene, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then he's getting this was another one of those scenes. It's brutal to watch, but he's like, you know, giving all he's got. He's like, stop moving like that. You know, he's slapping her hand away and stuff like. So he's like, he's still being kind of a sissy, right, about the whole thing. But man, it's brutal to watch for sure.
Yeah, it really is.
And he's like, just stop, just die already. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty good actor, man. I've seen him in some stuff that was pretty good. He's mostly this and Glow.
He was in Glow too.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, he's in it.
Nice.
What else am I thinking of here?
I couldn't tell you. I
like him in
recognize him.
the movie itself wasn't amazing. It was all right. It was when there weren't a lot of good movies coming out for like a really long stretch. I watched a movie called Breaking News in Yuba County, and he's in that. It was okay. It's like a lady who does a murder, and they find out or whatever. Anyway, he's in that. It's pretty good.
So I also at that point, so she's dead. Next morning, Joe comes up. He's like, "Hey man, you really gave it to her, didn't you?"
The stripper? Oh right. Man, you're an animal.
Exactly. And he's
like, "She's dead, bro."
Right.
He's like, "I don't fucking know, man. She's dead." He's like, "You're clowning."
Oh yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, you want to crack a couple of beers and go whatever. You know, he's like, "All right, come on, sweetie, it's time for you to go."
Right.
He's like, "She's cold." You know, and he's like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Right. Yeah. He like lifts the pillow up and he's like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, because I imagine she's like.
Right, exactly.
Like tongue hanging out of her mouth and shit. From
being dead for overnight.
Asphyxiation's like not a very attractive way to die, I'm
sure not, right?
But he lifts up the pillow. It's got all her makeup is like smashed on it.
Yeah, and this is that guy. This is him in what I've seen him in so many times, where he jumps back like that, like he does. You know, in New Girl, I remember him in New Girl, that show. And
I've never seen New Girl. I know him best from my favorite role that he does is in They Came Together, which is a satire rom-com.
Okay.
He plays Paul Rudd's little brother, and it's funny. Paul Rudd's younger brother, I should say. Right.
I feel like I've seen that, but I don't really remember it.
It's one of the best satires I think that has ever been made.
Really?
I think it's outstanding.
Awesome. But yeah, so then they, he's like, all right, we're going to take care of this. We're going to get rid of him before anybody leaves, rid of the body. No big deal. And they burn it. And then he's just like throwing shit on the fire. Like, this fire is going to burn everything.
That fire was also going to burn for 20 fucking hours. You see the size of those logs on that fire?
It's huge.
That sumbitch is going to be burning until about, because it's the morning. It's like pretty early AM there.
Yeah.
That fire, guarantee you, will be burning and smoldering until 8 p.m.
Right. Yeah.
There's no question in my mind.
It was smoldering, man. That lasts a long time.
Yeah, especially with a body in there.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, then it goes back.
So this is the crazy part of the movie, though, is that there's still 15 minutes left. 15, maybe even 20.
Yeah, you feel like it's over.
Maybe even 20. You feel like it's over. Your protagonist is dead.
Right. Yeah, and that's...
But her will lives on.
So that's like the downfall, right? You don't want her to die. You want her to succeed.
Yeah.
But her dying makes the end so much better. I mean, her being able to complete her plan after she's dead makes that final vengeance seem, that 5 when it pops up on the screen, like, oh shit, so what's going to happen now?
So a little earlier in the movie, Alison Brie shows up and she's like, hey, you remember, that guy that took me when I was drugged and drunk and fucked up?
Right.
Did we? And she's like, no, you didn't. Nothing happened. He just took you home and put you to bed.
Right.
Made sure you didn't hurt yourself.
But made her think that she was.
Made her think that she got, date raped, essentially. Right. Just some guy just picked her up and took her home.
Right.
Fucking creeps. Anyway, Alison Brie's like, I was thinking about what you were telling me, because she confronts her about Nina.
All right.
And she's like, I remembered that there was a tape, and that we used to pass it around and fucking laugh at it. And here's the tape. Do whatever you want with it. Don't do me one favor, though. She's like, yeah? She's like, don't ever fucking contact me ever again.
Right.
And then she just leaves.
Yeah.
So now she has this tape. That's the tape of her friend actually being, like, having a train.
It never shows it, but you assume
she's like blackout drunk having a train run on her and everybody's slapping her around and shit.
I wasn't really clear about, because it doesn't show it. And you assume, what I thought is just Al. See, I wasn't really sure what happened in that video. So was it just Al that was getting her and he's like, yeah, high-fiving his buddies, and Ryan, Bo, you just so happened to be one of them and he was there and he was laughing about it? Or was he actually participating? That's what I don't know, and it doesn't say.
That'll
so I was
clarify, yeah.
Which, him knowing what... Brian, him knowing Bo's character, him knowing what had happened, he could have helped,
easily,
but he never did. And
he could have just come in and go, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Right,
and everybody probably would have stopped.
Yeah.
So be like, "Oh wait, what are we doing?"
Him laughing about it and making it like it's no big deal.
Yeah. So what she does is, before she ever goes to this cabin, She takes that tape, makes digital copies of it, on a cell phone or whatever. She sends a copy to Alfred Molina.
Yep.
Dr. Octopus, excuse me.
Yes.
See, please, Dr. Octopus is my father's name. Call me Dr. Otto Octavius.
Much better.
Yeah, played by Alfred Molina. She sends a tape to him, and she sends a text message to everyone that's at the wedding party. She had like a timed, a scheduled message.
Right.
She sends it to everybody at the wedding party. And then, what did the text messages say at the end?
I didn't know. I thought it was just to the one guy, but like Ryan, I thought it was just to his character at the very end. And I didn't write down what it said exactly, but it's
it showed other people.
You thought it was over?
Like other random people in the crowd, like picking up their phones and being like,
okay. I must have missed that, but yeah. So it said something about, man, I don't remember now. Did it say something about you thought it was over? But, man, what did it say? I'm drawing a blank on it now.
Or I think it just said and you thought it was over. It is now. It was
and then the cops show up.
Yeah, love Nina and whatever her name was.
Cassie. Yeah,
I was going to say Carrie. Cassie.
Right. I think Carrie may have been one of the names. Do you know what her name is, as they go through the movie? Do you even know her name kind of thing?
The characters in the movie?
No.
Or the actress?
No.
The actor
that
and
was
actress.
part of the douchey guys and the drugged girls or the drunk girls. Do you even know their name? It was part of, you don't even care. We're having this connection thing. You don't even know her name.
They're nobodies. Yeah.
Right.
What she says to one of those guys that pick her up.
Exactly.
And he's like fucking wigging out. And he's like, look, I thought we had a connection. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, what do I do for a living?
Right.
What are my hobbies?
Yeah.
I'll make it an easier one for you. How old am I?
Right. What's my name?
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. He had no idea. Oh, maybe that was too hard for you.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I don't know what I expected or whatever. She's got some great fucking one-liners. Mm-hmm. And man, the only thing that I know Carey Mulligan's been in a lot of stuff. The only thing that I really have ever seen her in that I recall is The Great Gatsby.
Okay. I haven't seen it. I know that I've seen her, but I couldn't tell you what it was in. And she never really would have stood out for me in the past. But man, she did really, really good in this movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her in another thing. She'd be a good get. She would be a good get for the MCU.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know who you would get her to play, but I think she's really got some talent.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. With all these different multiverses, who knows? She could play anybody.
Right. She could just be Scarlet Witch in a different universe.
Right. Yeah.
You never know. Or anybody, really. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many, if your thumbs were,
What were they?
What would they be? If your thumbs were.
I'm going to let you decide this one.
Oof. Okay. If your thumbs were coffee with spit in it, a cup of coffee with spit in it.
Coffee with
the spit thing,
thumbs.
But Burnham goes in and he asks her for a date, and he says something mildly offensive.
Right.
And then he's like, "Can I go? But can I start over?" And he's like, "I understand if you want to spit in my coffee." And she's like, "Okay." And she spits in his coffee. He asks her out on a date, and she's like, "I just spit in your coffee." And so he drinks it.
Yeah.
It's you can tell she's into it too.
Right.
It's fucking kind of bizarre scene, but it's delightful. They're like funny, that. Man. You're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. So how many cups of coffee with spit in it would you give this? If you had 10 thumbs, all those thumbs were that thing I just said.
Man, I tell you what, I really, really liked it, and I was surprised. To be honest with you, after seeing it, I'm gonna go. There was parts that I didn't like. It was few and far between, but part of it was just because the content. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
But man, I'm gonna go a 9, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also gonna go 9, and the reason for that being, I get that the whole story's pivotal on the rape thing, and they never drop the theme. It is consistent throughout the film.
Right. Yeah.
But they spend a lot of time beating that drum. And I think you could use that time to explore something else. I'm not saying drop all of it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of it in there. Maybe take a little bit and elaborate on some other things to show us a different side story or like a B story of McLovin or whatever, like him.
Right.
His like buddies calling him and begging him to go out to the bar or something. He's like, no, I can't, or like just making excuses to not go.
Yeah.
Just some of that shit to show like the aftermath or some of her wake or whatever that she causes. I think that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, but what was the runtime? Almost 2 hours as it was.
2 hours felt breezy, did it not?
It did. It felt good as far as how long it took.
It's got such a fucking choppy, like there's no drag in this. It just goes.
Yeah. I did. I really enjoyed it.
Good. Yeah, me too. I liked it a lot. Obviously, that's why I picked it.
Right.
But I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Right.
So let's go check out a thing I doubt either of us are going to enjoy. We're going to watch Nude Nuns with Big Guns.
Yeah, we are.
Which I think probably is going to tie in pretty well, but we'll come back and talk about it. Here's a ad from the official sponsors of the show.
Bone Crush Energy.
Nice.
Hey.
Hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's the perfect start.
Do you like energy?
Annually, 9 out of 10 American citizens report having low energy throughout the workday. Now, modern science has brought you a practical and affordable solution to workday fatigue.
Do you like energy? Bone Crunch.
Oh, hey Birdman, what's up?
Hang on. Let me take a drink of my Bone Rush Energy.
How are you today?
Ooh, super sexy.
I don't disagree.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty good after having my Bone Lunch Energy drink.
You know, Bone Punch Energy. It just has all of the electrolytes.
Yeah, man.
Even that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
What do you know about Bone Daddy?
Look, here's what I know about Bone Stunch Energy. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Here's what I know about Bone Scrunch Energy. So that it makes me super chill and super productive, and I love it.
That's awesome. What would be something just like...
Here's what I think about Boner Energy. I think it's pretty good for you. It's got plenty of electrolytes, even that one.
Hey, do you know what else is in Bone
keeps your thirst quenched. What?
Bonefinch has 1% water,
which is all you need from the universal solvent. Drink bone sauce or whatever this was called. Bone product.
Bone Crunch.
Also say bone product.
Bone product.
Bam, 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 dan.
Bone Crush Energy.
Nice. Brief interjection from your program. I just wanted to throw out a couple of special thanks for the folks that make this show possible. Big thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams, Lamplighter Production for our artwork, Godsized Growing for some musical guest appearances, and Dave, who's our YouTube editor. We probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for him. If you want to check out anything any of these amazing people are working on, all of their links are in the description for this episode. If you want to contact the show, you can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at It's Just Two Movies. We've got a Facebook page now, so that's on there. You can always leave us a comment on YouTube, or you can email us at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, and if you like the show, like, subscribe, leave us a review. That stuff helps tremendously. So anyway, back to the show. All right, we're back. Nude. Hold on.
Yeah. Nude Nuns with Big Guns.
Nude Nuns with Big Guns. Yep. 2010 action thriller, hour 30-minute runtime. That's about right. 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb. 2.8 out of 5 on Vudu. That's not great. But a promising 74% of Google users liked this movie. Directed by Joseph Guzman. Distributed by Netflix, which is weird for what this is. Stars a bunch of people you have never heard of, but a few people that you've actually seen in other stuff.
Maybe, if you've seen a lot of stuff.
Asen Ortega, Devani Penn. I don't know what kind of name Devani is. That's interesting. Jessica Elder, a name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Robert Rex.
Speaking of that,
Yvette Corvetta. Hold on. Tawny Amber Young. Let me get through these. David Castro. Zango Henry. Or if the X is silent, I guess it's just Ango Henry.
right.
Heather
My favorite
Weisenhunt.
part.
Bill Oberst Jr., Jose Ignacio Martinez, Monica Ramone, Kimberly Abels, Jindra, Emma Messenger, Maz Siam, Jessica Boanny, Bonanni.
I feel like
This
nobody
lady's
knows
name is
any of these
this
names.
lady's last name is Bonanni. Bonanni.
Just write down.
Bonanni, probably Bonanni.
It's just 2 movies. How many of those people do you know?
No, I picked 2 that I was like, I've seen them in other stuff,
Right.
and I looked them up, and I was like, I have seen that movie, and that is where I recognize him.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, largely you're not going to know much of the cast unless it's just you're good at spotting that guy.
Right.
I will say with this movie, well, I guess we'll come back to that. So what would you say this is about, J Bone? How many parallels were we able to draw?
Man, there was a bunch of parallels to the movie. I was
There
actually really surprised about that.
Yeah.
It was about vengeance. A nun getting vengeance on basically being raped and used.
They get her addicted to heroin. She's just like a sex slave, heroin, sex, rape slave.
Right. So it's just like the first movie. There were so many parallels. It's got to be one of the, the better matched movies.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot.
Right.
And she even like uses like her body and sex appeal or whatever to lure people into her trap to punish them even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's wild. It's a good pick. Alicia actually picked this one. I was editing. I was like, I don't know what to pick to go with Promising Young Woman, and she's like, I don't know. Let me Google some shit.
Yeah. That's
what kind
impressive.
of movie is it? I was like, Revenge, I guess.
Right.
She found this. I was like, wow.
She did good.
Yeah, she did a good job. One thing about this movie, not enough tits. I think you and I both agree.
Oh yeah, definitely. The numbers are just
We need at least 8 square feet of nipple in every single frame,
right.
no matter what. And this
Yeah.
just frankly did not deliver.
It didn't. I was a little disappointed with the amount of boob.
This is the most boob I've ever seen in a movie that's not a porno.
Right. I think it's got to be.
There's
more nipple per minute than any movie I've
there's
seen.
There's a lot of full bush going on here too.
There is.
Yeah.
No, not full on, lips or anything, but you got full on frontal everything.
There's some girl on girl action and stuff like that.
Multiple times.
Anyway,
It's about as softcore porn as you get without being.
what is it about though?
It's about vengeance, and it's about the nun getting revenge.
Because when that signal hits the sky,
Yeah, it's like Super Nun.
It's not just a message. It's a warning.
That's right.
Is that my Batman? Something in the way. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
That joke's not landing with you? Damn it.
It's not. I feel bad because you gave it your all.
That's all right.
I feel like it was good.
That's all right. You're right. It was good.
I know.
We'll laugh.
Other
We'll laugh
people
about
will
it later.
know.
Yeah. Have you seen the Batman?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the joke. Is I was doing the Batman, and then I did that Nirvana song that I hate.
The Batman. I need to rewatch it. It is on. What is it on?
Yeah,
HBO
it's on
now?
HBO. Yeah, actually, I started to rewatch it, and then I paused it, and then I got insanely busy. So I watched it at the drive-in.
Right.
It's the one of the drawbacks of the drive-in. There's a certain time of year where they're always starting the movie a little bit early. We'll get back on track. Don't worry about it. I got it. They start the movie a little bit on the early side, and the sun's not down all the way. And if you're going to see a movie, and it's the first movie they're showing, and it's a dark film, it's really hard to see.
Yeah,
so
it is hard.
when I did watch the Batman, I could make it out, like I knew what was happening, but I'm missing a lot of detail for like the first hour and 20 minutes of it.
I went expecting it to be the greatest Batman because I've heard so many good things about it. and it was good, and I liked it. But I was also went.
What? This is a different segment. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
I was talking about it too. No, go ahead. Finish your thought. What's up? We'll get back to this. There's not a lot to say about it anyway, so who cares?
I went at the end of the day after work. I was tired. It's a long movie. I didn't fall asleep, but I did doze off a little bit because I was tired, not because the movie didn't interest me. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
But I want to rewatch it because I feel like I didn't get everything out of it. And I feel like it probably is better than I would give it credit for it.
Yeah, yeah. I like that there was more detective work in it. Yeah. I like my Batman detective-y.
Right.
You know what I mean? Gadgets and detective stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I want out of Batman.
I like that part of it. Huh?
The hand-to-hand combat's cool, but, I take it or leave it. They do some really cool shit with the Batmobile in that movie. Anyway, also, I did like it, but I'm looking forward to rewatching it also. Right. So, which I'll get to at some point. Kind of hoping somebody be like, let's do it on the show. Track. Yeah, we did get way off track. Anyway, so it's about, she's got vengeance, baby. She's getting raped. The church, they're dealing heroin with biker gang, Mexican cartel guys.
Yeah, but that was what I was wondering. Where is this set place? Because I couldn't figure it out.
Mexico is my.
Yeah, but then you got the Indian guy.
You do have the
Indian guy.
You have the gentleman that's dressed as an American Indian, but he looks like he's just like from Illinois.
Right.
He's just a dude. He's just what I mean? He doesn't look Native American at all.
He's just got the ponytail and he's got the necklace.
He just has a ponytail and one of those
and a jean jacket.
And, they're all in the fucking denim army in this thing. I do like. There's one thing I like about this movie: when you've just got a shitload of greasy biker guys,
right?
It is really handy for them to all have name tags.
It is
for me as a guy who's doing a podcast about the movie because I would have remembered 0 of their names.
Right? Oh, you would have remembered one.
Yeah, so I would have remembered old fucking Kickstand, baby. Dude. Just that handsome Squidward-looking motherfucker.
Right, dude. You said that, and instantly now I cannot think about that. He does look exactly like handsome Squidward.
That's funny, man. That's funny shit.
That is.
It was good.
I couldn't believe it because you're right.
I can't believe right. I can't. It's just like life imitating art. You know what I mean? It happens sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, they had some.
That guy was around way before handsome Squidward.
Yeah. He was, of course, but. Yeah, he was one of my favorite parts of the movie, although he was also one of the harder parts to watch because he was raping people left and right.
Oh, man, yeah, just a lot of his butt cheeks.
Yeah,
just a lot of his butt cheeks. And
raping nuns.
Yeah, it was really rapey.
Right, it was.
Like super rapey, yeah.
And lesbian porn.
Yeah, yeah.
Those were the two things, and titties.
Yeah.
That's the movie right there, and some drugs.
Titties, yeah. Yeah, a little bit of drugs, not even that much. No, because they're forcing that girl to do a bunch of heroin or whatever. That goes like, I give you the good shit, man.
Right. The Indian, they're not the Indian doctor. He was.
He's just an Asian guy.
They hit every.
They've got everybody. Everybody's in this. Yeah, I did not see a Jewish guy. Didn't see a guy wearing a yarmulke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
there was a lot of.
He doesn't have to be practicing. Could have been any one of those bikers. Could have been like, actually, I'm Jewish.
Right, that's true. It just didn't say it.
We're raping these strangers in a car, but actually I'm Jewish.
Right. Maybe that was the Jewish guy, the guy in the shorts.
Or if just one of them was Paul Rudd, and you'd be like, oh, okay. Everybody's... So there's some weird shit going on in here. There's bad guy bikers, and they're doing bad guy biker stuff, and they're dealing heroin through the church. And the church has got money, baby, and it's the Catholic Church, and everybody's got names like Padre and
right.
Big Daddy and the Father and Weasel and Half-Breed and fucking Kickstand.
Half-Breed was one of them, and that was the dude that looks like he was just a white dude, but he was supposed to be American Indian.
Yeah. I'm looking for somebody.
And they call him Half-Breed.
Yeah.
And then another point in the movie, she calls him something else.
You know what? I'm looking at a picture of him now on Instagram, and now that he's older, I'm going to say he definitely does have the American Indian. His features are more prominent.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I would agree with that.
Yeah, this is like 12, 13 years later after they made this movie, so he's considerably younger. Holy shit, look at this shampoo commercial picture of him. That's pretty great.
Yeah. That is really nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Shampoo commercial.
Good job.
Heck yeah.
Good job,
He's
Robert
out there
Rex.
working.
Okay, so I will say there are a bunch of really weird performances in this, and I don't like a bunch of them.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't like a whole bunch of them.
How they did
However,
some stuff I didn't enjoy.
there are two that I genuinely like. Zango Henry or Ango Henry, I don't know how you pronounce that, the guy that plays Kickstand.
Right.
He was having fun with making the movie. He's what made it fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because without it, everybody else is just being way over the top and super fucking angry and trying to be mega badass. You know what I'm saying, man? Everybody's doing that gravelly kind of Scarface thing. Him and... God, where's the main guy?
Chavez or what was it?
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yep, I'm looking for him. Chavo.
Okay.
Chavo, played by David Castro.
Yeah, man, he actually did pretty good.
This can't be right. David Castro's he is 26.
No.
Yeah, that was not this guy. Man, a different David Castro. He's not on here. What the fuck, man?
Chavo, he's got to be top billed though. I mean,
he was the only one that was like, this guy can fucking act.
Yeah, exactly. And like you'd said, he's doing an Antonio Banderas kind of thing. And you nailed it when you said that. He's that's exactly who he seems to be in that movie. What?
He's not even on the cast, man.
How?
There's Chavo, played by David Castro, but if you click on David Castro, it's just like some other guy.
I wonder if he had
They've
regrets.
just got the wrong Google information on there.
Or maybe he had regrets and he doesn't want his name.
Maybe so.
Maybe he became
I don't know why he would
nun.
regret this, because not only is he the best actor in the entire movie, like actually really doing a good job.
Right. But what the movie itself is
At the
about.
end, he gets his dick shot off, and then he picks it up off the floor, and he's like showing it to you on the camera. It's very funny.
It is. That is one of the more enjoyable parts of the movie. It is hilarious.
It's good stuff.
You see it on the ground, he picks it up and he's holding it and he's showing him like, you did
He's
this
shaking
to
it.
me.
Yeah, and then they both shoot him.
Right.
A lot of headshots in here, right between the eyes.
She's a good aim, man.
Like,
She's
right,
good.
it's almost like they just had their makeup artist only really knew the one, one trick.
Yeah, and when she had the she had the automatic gun and it shot up the side.
Oh yeah,
and up the side of his face. It had those same bullet holes. They were the same the whole way. You know?
Yeah. Why ruin a good thing?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if it ain't broken,
they looked identical.
if it ain't broken, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
That spaghetti western you'd called it. It had a lot of that in it. Where it went scene to scene as they're doing stuff instead of showing the whole scene.
It's this is a spaghetti western, like heavy. Yeah.
I'd never even heard about that before. So.
Yeah, it's just kind of that cheesy pie western formula.
Right.
But yeah, this definitely seems like it takes place in Mexico, around a bunch of various like hotels, gas stations, shitholes, strip clubs.
Yeah.
They got the two strip. What was it? The titty flicker.
Yeah, and the
titty
cherry
flipper?
popper.
And the cherry popper. What was is it the titty flicker?
Flipper, I think.
Titty flipper.
Flipper. The titty
Like a seal,
flipper.
like a seal flipper. Or
No, I think it's like you're flipping the titties.
you just get to flip them.
Yeah, if you use your hands
If you fucking
and you flipping the titties.
and you're stuffing some ones, stuffing some singles.
Yeah, a 5 sometimes. You get
Hey,
generous.
you know what I mean? Yeah, had a good week.
Yeah. Then you're Big Daddy at that point. $5.
Right, I guess so. In this place, probably.
That's
Here's
so
what I
true.
want to know: is in a shithole town where 35 people live, why are 23 of them really attractive women?
Right. Yeah, they all work at the strip club. You wouldn't think that the type of girls that would be in that strip club would be much worse than what was in that strip club, right?
Yeah, they're not all lookers, but for the most part, you can tell they just went to a strip club,
Right.
and went, "Hey, would you like to do exactly what you're doing now and also be in a movie?"
Right. Exactly. I wonder if any of them thought this was their big shot.
I mean, every shot when you're undiscovered, every shot is a big shot.
And they all had their cans out.
Which shocks me that I can't find that guy on the cast, because he was the best one.
Right.
And if I were like a casting director, I would be like, hey, we can get this guy for nothing because he's new.
Right.
You know, or he's like, you know, he's
Yeah.
just doing this low budget stuff or whatever.
He was older too, though, it seems.
Yeah.
So what if he was like, this was one of his, what if he was known for other stuff he did?
He was like in his 40s, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe since he's not attached to it that you can see, maybe he didn't like it and he didn't
was
want
great
his name
though, man.
attached to it. He was. I
He
agree
was
completely.
he was sleazy. I bought him as being smart,
Right.
like, you know, smart enough to know better, kind of thing. And he just a little bit charming, and he couldn't not be. Like, he was just doing a good role, man. He was doing Antonio Banderas is what he was doing, but it worked.
You're right. You're spot on with Antonio Banderas.
Cold beer.
Cold beer.
Cold beer. Cold beer.
Thanks, sir.
Man, here's what I want to know though. I mean, we can talk about this more if you want. She kills all the guys.
Yeah, she kills everybody.
That's
that
what
had any
happens.
part
Yeah,
of it,
she breaks out.
This woman, a nun that was a lover,
Yeah.
and she's wanting to get back with her, right? And she kills everybody that had anything to do with hurting them or the drug deal. Or
It's like, oh, dude, have you ever seen Tropic Thunder?
yeah,
You
see,
have? Okay.
You never
So
go
you know
full
you know
retard.
that fake movie that Robert Downey Jr.'s in, when
Yeah.
they're like the trailers for the other movies they're in, where him and Tobey Maguire have a
Yeah.
forbidden love, and they're in the church or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yes.
It's that in this.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's ladies instead. But
Right.
there's,
and they're nuns instead.
you know,
of,
yeah. I mean, everybody's got the girls out though.
right. Oh man.
Everybody's got them out.
Non-stop.
Everybody's got them out. They're all rubbing them up against other surfaces and shit. Everybody's into it. They're loving it. Having a good old time.
At one point, she gets stabbed or shot or something, whatever it was, and she's
She gets shot.
in a shower and she's
pulling the bullet out.
pulling the bullet out,
And she's like, oh.
yeah, she looks like she is straight up having an orgasm.
I don't think anybody has ever gotten a bullet removed and had that reaction.
Yeah, and then she puts the hot spoon. You think she's gonna get drugged up, but she's just using it to cauterize the wound or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
So yeah, exactly. So stop the bleeding, you know. So
Yeah.
she takes that and she puts it on there, and she's like, ah, and then she body shakes and everything. It's like,
Yeah.
that's the wrong scene. You're getting confused.
Yeah, that's later. That's
Right.
later in the movie.
Yeah, which
She
meets
came
up with
here,
her
Sister
other
Sarah came to do two things. Eat pussy and shoot motherfuckers.
girl. That's right.
And
She
she's all out of pussy to eat.
well, she is now. She was pretty successful with that too.
Yeah,
I
she
think.
was doing pretty good. Like, hats off. You know what I mean? What would you... Okay, so if you had the privilege, somebody was like, listen, J-Bone, this is Tom Hollywood, calling you from Hollywood,
Yeah.
but my name's also Tom Hollywood. And we need you... You're gonna oversee the production of the reimagining of Nude Nuns with Big Guns.
Okay.
What
Well,
do you do?
right off the bat, you got to get rid of all the shirts. There's way too much shirts in the film.
I was hoping you would say that. I was
Yeah.
hoping that you were on board with that. There's not
That's
nearly
what
enough.
has to be
This
done.
is the tittiest movie I've ever seen. There's knockers. There's knockers everywhere.
Right.
There's knockers everywhere. Teenage me would have been in love with this.
Right. Man, I don't like how a lot of the stuff was done, but the story overall I actually did follow towards the end, surprisingly. So
Swish.
I would just mix it up with a few people that you might recognize, you might know.
Yeah.
The one guy was the best part of it as far as acting goes.
Yeah, I would like, all right, I thought the guy that played Kickstand, he was adding a nice bit of levity.
He was great.
I actually would like to leave him there.
I agree.
And the same guy that played, whatever his name was,
Not Chavez, but
Chavo.
Chavo.
Yeah, the guy that played Chavo. I want to leave him there, and I want to leave Zango Henry playing Kickstand. And other than that, I want to recast, like, everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Like, there's some stuff in here that's not bad, but it's certainly not good, is it?
No.
Also,
Man, the facial expressions.
cameraman / director, because this isn't cut together in a terrible way, and there's some weird still frame shit that they do that I actually like kind of liked. I was like laughing at it. Although it was depicting things that weren't funny, the camera stuff was done in a way that was amusing.
Right.
But that bit where Kickstands, he's banging that nun lady, and she's not liking it.
No.
And Chavez is over there. They're doing the weird like red freeze frame camera shots from different angles and shit.
Right.
And they just get Chavo laughing. It was just a weird laugh.
He's
And
like, yeah, I get it.
yeah,
And
it was funny. Yeah, that shit amused me.
Right.
But the cameraman fired. Whoever's in charge of how that looked, fired. You're done. We're not doing that, because a bunch of it was obnoxious.
Right.
Next on the list, sound guy. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it was.
What are you doing? Could I do better? No, probably not. But I'm also not making movies, am I now?
And you wouldn't do that bad.
If I was making movies, I would obsess over it, and it would have been a 2012 release instead of 2010, because that's how long it would have taken me to mix it.
Right? Yeah, and you edit as it is, so you can put out somewhat of a decent product, so if it sounds like crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
Hopefully.
pretty rough. Hopefully. Maybe not. I don't know.
Hopefully, maybe it's the worst sounding podcast anyone's ever heard. That'd be wild, though.
Hey,
I think it sounds okay.
It'd be something.
Yeah.
It'd be known for that at least.
Yeah.
I hope not.
This guy's podcast sounds like trash. Check it out.
Right.
Yeah, so sound guy's fired. Camera guy fired, or whoever's in charge of that. Honestly, I'd rather get a different director. This has got some Tarantino-esque vibes to it.
Yeah.
I don't know that you could get Tarantino for it, but he definitely would make a much more gripping thing.
Yeah, to see his spin on it would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
The story itself is pretty decent, and like we said, it ties in with the first movie really, really well.
Oh, you know what? I'll get a more realistic get. Give me a second.
Okay.
No, keep saying here.
So as far as it going in together, the movie, they tie really well together with the vengeance. The nun is wanting to get vengeance the whole time, and she does. It's cheesy throughout the movie a lot of times. She has some pretty cool scenes actually when she's walking into places and she's got her nun outfit on, but then she's also got this Tomb Raider looking outfit thing going on where she's got her guns and her holsters and all her bullets and everything, and she's ready to kick some ass.
A director that goes by The Bullets. He did a movie that I recently watched called The Harder They Fall, and he's the director for that, and it was outstanding. Like, it's really, really fun. It's on a Netflix original.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of fun. The Harder They Fall. Yeah, it stars like Jonathan Majors and Idris Elba.
Okay.
It's a good flick. It's like a Western. Yeah, but that, because that was so good in that ilk, that would be more, it felt kind of Tarantino-y also. You know what I mean? So somebody in that avenue of, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but also it is brutal, and we've not lost sight of the fact that this is a rough country.
Right.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is rough, man. They're just raping and killing people like it ain't no big deal.
Right.
The whole
It
time.
would be nice to see a couple other familiar faces in this.
Right.
Who would you get? So the only cast I'm really worried about is your lead.
The woman?
Yeah. Sister Sarah.
What about the girl from Resident Evil movies?
Mila Jovovich?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's
You
getting
think she can play a nun?
I think she's getting a little old for that.
Well,
She could do it, but it would feel very Resident Evil the whole time. Think about maybe like Alicia Vikander, maybe? Or I might just be thinking that because she came up on the podcast recently in the Green Knight episode.
oh, right.
She's the wife. She's in Ex Machina. If you've ever seen Ex Machina, she's like the main robot android girl or whatever.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, right?
I
Yeah.
think she's married to Michael Fassbender.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just
You
because
might be
I
right.
always look up all this shit for the podcast, and I'll see pictures of certain celebrities with other ones like more frequently.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
They're together in one way or another.
In the biblical sense. Oh, a little tie-in joke. How's that working for you?
Yeah.
It works on a couple layers.
Man, those they're not pastors.
Priests.
Priests are cussing sons of bitches.
Oh man, they are.
The whole
They
movie,
are.
man, they are nonstop.
That's,
they put me to shame, and I say some bad words. you know?
Yeah. I'm I mean, I wouldn't say I curse like a sailor, but I'm not shy about it.
Right.
But they also are not, and they're priests.
They put
which is a
sailors
little
to shame.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was
Oh
interesting.
God, can I get John Lithgow as any one of the priests? I don't even care.
I
Which
hope
one. That would be awesome.
Be good.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
He's probably not.
Man, I'm trying
Crazy
to think of who else I would get to play Sister Sarah, but honestly, the more I think about it, I think Alicia Vikander would actually be a pretty good fit.
Right.
She doesn't do action. She was in that Tomb Raider movie, I think.
Okay.
Let me fact
What
check
about
that.
what's her name? Cassandra from the first movie.
Yeah, that is Alicia Vikander. Nice, Danny. Way to go. I'm sorry, what did you say again?
Cassandra from the first movie. Would it be interesting to see what she did?
I don't know if I'd buy her as like being in Mexico.
What? You don't agree with me?
I don't know.
I don't agree with me either after you said that.
I don't know if I'd buy her being in Mexico.
But I would like to see what she can do. Just like the...
I would like to see her cast in an action movie. Absolutely. Like something like this that's a little more sinister.
Right.
But I don't know about this one because I kind of want to keep the... I like the way it's kind of a spaghetti western deal. Like, I like that. I kind of want to keep that intact.
Right.
Because I'm not hating it. But I don't know if I could buy her as that. Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, who's to say? You never really know until they get a role. But if you were to just typecast it, you need somebody that can look dirty.
Right.
Somebody that can look dirty, like Alicia Vikander in The Green Knight. She's like got shit smudged all over her face or whatever. And she's still adorable. Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting.
Who else can take a licking and keep on ticking? I don't even mean to do that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah, she did that a couple times. Like the girl at the hotel where she wanted to get
oh yeah,
that gun from her.
Oh yeah. Yep, just eating her butt.
Yeah. Her front butt.
Her front butt. Front butt. That's such a funny turn of phrase. I love it. Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and give this thing a thumb rating. If your thumbs were tits, how many tit thumbs? How many tit thumbs
are they 2 tits per thumb?
Oh, that's a good question. No, 1 tit. No.
So then you
no.
sets
I'm gonna back it up.
10 sets.
You
of tits.
you have 10 thumbs. Each thumb is 4 tits, because there's just an unnecessary amount of them in every second. It's a visual platform. People can't see you laugh. There you go.
I get you. I get you, man. That's perfect. 4 tits per thumb.
Yep. Out of 10 thumbs.
I'll tell you what.
How many tit thumbs you give this?
When we first started, I didn't think it was going to be very high, but after the whole thing was over, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to go an 8 with it, man. I really like it.
I was going to give it an 8.5, even though, like, from the outside looking in, I wouldn't think that I would really, I would like this at all.
No.
But it had some parts about it that were, like, genuinely, I was like, this is pretty good. It's just everything else is shit.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, you've got a really good idea here. Like, kind of the look and the feel of it. It reminds me of, we did, Doug Wicker came on the show, and we did that Guillermo del Toro flick. It's an older one where that kid gets drowned. God, I cannot remember the name of it. Let me look it up. Maybe. Come on, Wi-Fi.
You're out here in the sticks. I'm surprised you got as good as you do.
Right. The Devil's Backbone. That's what it was called.
Okay.
So the Devil's Backbone has kind of the same aesthetic and feel and flavor that this does.
Okay.
Only this is like this is just a little too fucking hot and horny and smoking aces.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's got too much of that going on.
Right.
So let's just kind of cut that back. Keep those. You got the spaghetti western thing. You kind of got to. It's working.
How long did you say it was?
Hour 30.
Okay, because it felt like it drug on.
It did. It did. And most of it's because they're like, let's do a reasonable amount of time. If you're like, hey, let's do some fun, weird camera shots.
Right.
Some in-camera effects that people will be like, whoa.
Right.
And it's a little too long, but it's not overzealous. You know what I mean? Like, it's not way over the top. It's just that they do it so much.
Right. And
Like, they do it in good taste when they do it, but they do it too often.
Right.
And it makes the whole thing be like, oh, Jesus, this again.
True. And it also, the scene, you know, I hate to be the guy that's complaining about the sex scenes, but it seems like they were there for a reason, but they were also like not really needed.
Yeah, just the exploitation film.
Exactly.
That's what's in all of them. It's just a common trope. They shove it in there. It's got to be in there. Or it wouldn't be an exploitation film.
That's a good point.
There's a lot of useless dialogue. There's a lot of useless dialogue, and I say useless because it doesn't tell us anything really about the character that's saying it.
Right.
Like, it's not giving us anything. Everybody just feels like a shell of a person, except for maybe one or two characters in the whole movie.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, but all in all, I did have a lot of fun with it. We had enormous laughs at it. So, you know what time it is?
You're going to say, I wonder what I've been watching?
Yes.
Hey, what you watching?
So, what you been watching?
Let's see. I watched The Batman. We talked about that.
Yeah, we were just talking. We were talking about that was earlier in the show.
Exactly.
With our classic segments that belong later in the show.
It's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Or the show here. What is it? What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, okay.
I finally got back into that, man. It is so good.
You talking about the show?
The show, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is good stuff.
It is really good. I almost bought the movie because I saw it on Whatnot.
The movie's good too. Did you listen to the podcast episode we did with Nate about the What We Do in the Shadows movie?
Yeah.
Wait, did that? No, it didn't come out yet. Oh, fuck.
Well, you
nice.
talked about the show then. I guess you
Nice
haven't talked
timing.
about the movie?
No,
Really?
yeah, we did an episode on the movie.
Oh, nice.
It just hasn't come
Really?
out yet. Yeah, it
I
comes
didn't
out
know that.
as we're recording this. It comes out not this coming Monday, but the following Monday.
Nice.
Eh,
But yeah, I've been watching the show, man. I'm not even done with season 1 yet.
so
Because I'd
funny.
watched 3 or 4 episodes and just got into something else. And I'm on like today the Vampire Council or whatever it is,
yeah.
dude. Cracked me up.
All
Pee Wee
those
Herman's
cameos.
there,
Yeah. Tilda Swinton,
yeah.
Blade,
Machete, you know?
Machete kills.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I was laughing my ass off
yeah.
watching that.
Wesley Snipes is just in via Skype
Yeah, but his Wi-Fi
because
sucks.
it's daylight
Yeah.
in his
They're
trailer.
mad about it, right?
He's like, they're like, Daywalker.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's funny. It's good, funny content.
Yeah. We finally watched the first Sonic movie. Haven't watched the second one yet, but my 5-year-old, he is into Sonic. He really liked the movie. He's watched it 2 or 3 times now.
So did my daughter. She really liked it too. Yeah, we watched it a number of times. I thought it was great. Like, okay, comic book movies have kind of figured it out. Video game movies aren't quite there yet.
Right.
But
they're getting there.
Man, I honestly think Sonic's probably upper echelon as far as video game movies are concerned.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, they did really good with it.
The new one's good too.
Right. That's
Sonic 2 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't got around to watching it yet, but he really liked the first one.
Nice.
Man, other than that, I haven't been watching a whole lot of stuff. I've been playing some Super Nintendo, man. Super Mario World.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong Country.
I've been playing a whole lot of anything. Like you and I talked about, I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Unite.
Right.
I do want to, at some point, I'm going to this summer because we have, we're getting ready to get into the summer break format for the show, which just means the episodes are shorter so I can spend less time editing and more time, doing summer shit.
Right.
Including the guests. But during one of the recordings of one of those episodes, I want to schedule a time for some of our listeners to be like, hey, we're gonna play Rocket League when we're done recording the show. Yeah. I want to try to live stream watching the movie and not live stream making the show.
Right.
And then, like, I don't know how to do it. Like, maybe do a Twitch. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what you do to be like, hey, why don't you? Here's our Nintendo shit. Come play with us, or for Rocket League, or
It's just
whatever.
on Rocket League. It would be fairly easy. I would
Actually, I think we have
say.
I think we have a handful of listeners that play Rocket League.
Yeah.
Which is, if I'm practiced, I'm pretty
Right.
good. Just letting you know. Not really.
Man, I have
I've just been playing for a long time. I'm mediocre at best.
Yeah, same here. But there's nights when I feel like, man, I'm on and I'm awesome. And that might be 1 or 2 matches, and it might be 5 or 10 matches.
Yeah.
And you just never know night to night. And then other nights, it's like,
That's between 4 and 7 beers for me.
how do you, right?
And then after that, it's garbage.
Yeah, it's how do you control? How do you make the gas go? How do you go forward?
How do hit ball? Sometimes I can't figure it out.
That's right.
As far as for me, what did I watch? Did I watch anything? Oh God, I watched a really fucking uncomfortable movie. Oh, what was that called? Shit, I should have wrote it down. Wait, no, I watched a really uncomfortable movie called Compliance, and it wasn't good, but it was uncomfortable, and it made me mad the whole time I was watching it.
Yeah.
I want somebody else to watch it and write me at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com or at itsjusttwomovies on Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, someone's watched this already.
Check this out. I'm sure you probably have seen this movie. It's called Compliance. Compliance. It is on Hulu currently. And here's the synopsis for it is, there's a lady that's a manager at a fast food restaurant. Okay. And they're having a big night. And then somebody calls. And they say they're a police officer. And one of the employees stole something. And you need to bring her back here, and you need to detain her, and you need to search her, and now you need to strip search her, and things just keep getting more. I don't think I liked it.
Okay.
But also, I'm still talking about it.
Right.
And I wasn't mad that I wasted my time watching it. It was a kind of a unique thing for me, because I was like, okay, this could really be a terrifying fucking thing. Right. And then later I'm like, come on, man. None of you are like, hold on, this is wrong.
Right.
What we're doing right now is wrong and immoral and illegal, and also not what a cop would ever ask anyone to do.
Yeah, it sounds like to the strip point, where they're stripping them.
Yeah,
strip
and
searching,
then
I'd say that was bad.
And then later in the movie, I'm like, oh, that poor girl, or that poor person, or whoever, whichever character in it,
right?
Because it is just fucked. I wasn't mad at it, but I don't think I liked it. I don't know. I'd like somebody else to tell me how you feel about it.
Right. Yeah, I can't comment on it because I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, well, it's on Hulu. I know you don't watch a ton of movies anyway. I'm excited to start watching Moon Knight as we're recording this. Yeah. It's about to wrap up. So within 2 episodes, we'll give you a brief rundown on the old Moon Knight.
Yeah, I'm wanting to check that out also.
It won't be spoiled at that point, though, which is great. Like, I can just talk about it because Moon Knight will have been out for a month by the time I start to talk about it.
Right.
Like, the finale will have been out for a month, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, people had time, I would say.
Right.
And this is all about spoilers for the most part, this whole...
Yeah, we're just hanging out. We both watched the movie. We're going to talk about it. Join us.
If somebody starts talking about something you don't want to hear about, just... hit fast forward for 15 seconds.
Yeah, it'll be over before you know it. Oh, keeping in theme with tonight's...
Just have another drink, Daddy.
Oh, man, that's a low blow.
The ladder for Diablo 2 was released yesterday. So it's basically you start a new character from scratch if you want.
But it's like it's like paradigm levels. No, right?
No, it's the same thing except for everything's reset. So your values are just crazy. So if you find something good now, you can go and you can sell it and make some actual money from it. People pay ridiculous amounts of money for this stuff, and it's crazy. But yeah, you can sell it for forum gold, and you can sell that forum gold, I think, is how it works. But it's crazy. So the values, so even if you... No, I'm all right now. Here shortly, I will need another.
All right, I got
but
you,
it's
Doc.
fairly...
It's fairly what?
I don't know what I was even talking about. Dude.
Yeah, I see.
I got a big...
I rest my case, Your Honor.
You distracted me with the beer. So anyway,
backboard.
Nice shot, man.
Thanks.
We're
It's like 4 feet away.
what you gotta say that for?
It's 4 feet away. I like to destroy the imaginary wall of illusion.
Nobody knows. They don't have to know. We haven't missed a shot tonight. That's
Who's
all
gonna
need to
know?
You just told everybody.
Yeah. Not if I edit out the audio.
That's right. Diablo 2 ladder. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, you were talking about the Diablo 2 ladder.
Yeah.
What I've been up to is, as this episode comes out, the episode that came on previously, Dave was on, and Dave's really into Pokemon Unite, but Dave loves Pokemon shit, and I like most of it. I don't think I've ever played a Pokemon game and been like, this game sucks.
Right.
Like, they're all fine, and I like stacking advantages and shit. Like, I like that brand of gaming.
Right.
So they've always been fun games for me. Also, it's just the exploration of it's fun. Getting rare things is fun.
Right.
Yeah, so I've always liked all the Pokemon games, and there's one called Pokemon Unite. Dave's really into it. I played it. I liked it. Right. And I found my main, and I thought I stacked my shit pretty well. And I had him come over. I was like, will you take a look at it? And he's like, actually, you do have a pretty good setup, but I would change this and this.
Right.
And he did.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Right.
Now I'm just wrecking motherfuckers.
Nice.
If I have one person on my team who's not totally incompetent, we're going to crush it. Yeah, which is really fun. So I actually have been enjoying a bit of that. I haven't had a lot of video game time lately.
Right.
We've had some other shit going on, some other events and stuff that I had to attend. I was reminded the other day that I have tickets to REO Speedwagon next month.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cardinals game tomorrow.
That's nice, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm happy about? There's a bobblehead giveaway for tomorrow.
You love a toy.
I love a good bobblehead.
Who doesn't love a toy?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking grown ass man. I love a toy. If I went to Arby's and I was like, let me get that turkey sandwich, baby, and they're like, would you like a toy with that? I would be like, yes. You know what I mean? I wish they offered Happy Meals at other places.
Happy Meals for adults.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a yo-yo that works for 10 minutes, and then you can just throw it in the trash or whatever,
Exactly.
whatever the deal is.
It's perfect.
Oh, I think I might have mentioned this on another episode, but in the next month or two, I'm going to do some, we're going to have a bunch of stickers made, and I'm going to do some giveaways on our different social platforms.
Right.
So I'm not really positive how I'm going to do it yet, but there'll be like, whatever platform you're on, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, whatever, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, I'll have some sort of giveaway set up. So, it'll just be, send me your info, and if you win, it'll be like a send me your info, and I'll send you a pack of 4 stickers or whatever.
Yeah. You're showing me a little bit about them. They look pretty cool.
I've got a bunch of the artwork already made up, and I'm very pleased with it.
Right.
We had some work with some really good collaborators, and one good close friend of mine who will remain unnamed because he doesn't want people blowing up his inbox.
Right.
But yeah,
he does good work.
Yeah, as far as that's kind of what we've been doing on the podcast side of things. Man, there was another thing I watched that I wanted to talk about, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was.
I'm a little disappointed there's not a sequel for the last movie.
For fucking nude nuns with big guns. What would you even call the sequel? Neuter nuns with bigger guns?
Something like that. I don't know what you would name the sequel, but
oh shit, nude nuns with big guns, but the S at the end of guns is a 2. Yeah, or a Z. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
That's it.
The way it ended, I thought it was gonna have a sequel.
Yeah, it's weird they even alluded to it. They just got a different killer guy that looked like another guy that already died in the movie. And they're like, you're going to take care of this, right, Juarez? And he's like, chinga tu madre. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck your mother, piece of shit. I'll kill that puta or whatever. He's fucking getting on it. He's getting on it pretty hard.
He is.
I'm about wrapped up, though. Do you have anything else you want to say to the good folks out there?
No. Have a good night.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your Monday morning.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence?
Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin, businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah,
they take a pause. They're like, "Hey, come on!
What are you staring at us for?
What the fuck are you staring at?"
Yeah, well, fuck you then.
Right.